ourselves in light, hoping we'll survive. Won't raise a white flag, 'cause I'll die in the sun, 'cause they're coming for the kill. Even though my mind is reeling still. Oh, we've been here before. Armor and soul, embers spit on my nose. Half dead and asleep, nightmares
Yo, what it do? Welcome in on December 5th, the day before Pearl Harbor. Welcome in on this Monday. I am ready to play some games, with the boys. They are in chat. I'm about to hop in. We're about to play some Call of Duty. Try to get a nuke, but you know, with all the crashing issues, it's difficult. It's difficult to even get wins, let alone a nuke. But we're gonna attempt to. So yeah, buckle up, grab a snack, grab a drink. It's gonna be fun. Let's do it. Bang bang. Controller ready. Call of Duty is booting up. Alright, let's go in chat. Yo.
Welcome back.
Yo.
Yo, Michael, so you said you do stuff with AI?
Yeah.
So do you know what
Time to
Chat GPT is?
Chat BP.
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT. Is
Yeah.
that the one that started like writing code?
Yeah, I guess from Google or somebody.
Yeah. It's pretty. If it's one I just saw it today. If that's the one I think I saw.
Yeah, I just.
Where you're like, show me an app that can do blank, and it like writes the code to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right?
Oh,
I
it's
don't
making
know
me-
much about it, so that's why I was kind of asking you. Is
Yeah,
it?
so it works the same way as any other AI, which is which I've thought they would do for a while, which is it does text analysis and it looks for common patterns, but then it starts developing rule sets and code is perfect because code has rule sets, which means the machine should be able to know like a for loop always starts with for I and whatever number or index and a bunch of shit. Like code always looks the same in one language.
Yeah.
And so now they're like, this one guy sent a thing, he sent the error message to the chat AI and it corrected his code for him.
Really?
And he's like, why am I getting this error message? And it's like, the code needs to look like this. And he's like, oh, right.
So
And that's just one step closer to what I was talking about when I was like, AI can get scary fast.
right.
Because all
So
it
how did you
takes is an
start
AI
that?
that can write its own code.
I'm party lead. How did you start that?
Oh, I quit the desktop.
No, but I mean, I'm in here
Like, I'm
with
booting
Matt,
back
but
in.
he started a game.
I didn't start a game.
Oh.
How the fuck did it just start a game? I didn't start a game.
I wasn't host. I'm not. I can't start a game. I possibly
I was
would.
very confused. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
That's so funny. Yeah, it like told me I disconnected, so I had to completely exit
So
the
if it's
desktop.
writing code, then what's the point of a coder?
Yeah, I mean, basically to troubleshoot in terms
Yeah.
of making sure it actually does what it says. But it's just one more area where the job will start getting automated and it kind of makes sense. Like in the past, you paid $200,000 to have someone build a website for you,
Right.
and now you just like pay $5 a month to use Wix.
Yeah.
And same deal. Like the people who ask it to write the code and it codes, they're not the programmers. Like they're not a programmer.
Yeah, that's insane. I'm mind boggled. Like, so this is a paid service,
Yeah.
do you know?
I haven't looked into it yet. I just
Yeah.
screenshotted a TikTok that had the name, and I was gonna
Same.
go back and try to learn about it.
I listened to this like billionaire podcast, and they
Mhm.
were talking about it, like how it's just gonna wipe out so many businesses so quickly. So is it scrubbing like Google's data to build
I don't
its
know where
knowledge?
it's
Yeah.
getting the data. I don't know anything more than I just know how it works in general.
But if it
like,
were,
what it's
that would
doing.
probably be one of the best AI.
Yeah.
Cause
And
that,
so it's
Then
like,
we can make our own apps all day, every day, whatever the fuck. we
yeah,
want.
we
well,
have the
And
knowledge.
one guy, I saw one guy literally submitted his entire set of code and said, "Tell me if you can identify any cybersecurity threats." And it did. Like, it found multiple things that were like, this shouldn't be coded this way because it's a vulnerability.
Can it write
And I was
fresh
like,
code?
That is cool. Yeah, so the one with the app, it wasn't anything, the thing I saw him do wasn't fancy, but
Yeah.
it was the same kind of interface where he said, I would like an app that can
Based
that
on
can
a prompt.
track my nutrition and tell me what features it needs. And it created a calorie tracker during
Holy
the day
shit.
that had like, and it had a way to enter what you ate and what exercises you did, and it would like track your net calorie as a metric, which is what he asked it to do. He's like, make net calorie the main metric for tracking my fitness, and it just gave him this, and it like looked like one of those like really shitty online calculators. So
Yeah.
it didn't
It
write
wasn't
any
quality.
like UI.
Yeah.
But there are AI already that will do CSS.
Yeah, so I've
Uh,
seen people using one AI with another AI with another AI, and then
Exactly,
they're just
so
putting a
he's
full
like-
product together, and they didn't do
Oh,
like any
shit.
work. They just used
Yep.
AI.
And I don't think you'd want. I mean, maybe it does pick up vulnerabilities and stuff, and I don't know. But my knee-jerk reaction is I don't want it for my production products, but I love the idea of using AI as like to make a prototype.
Yeah, because then it would know a way to get into your product. Google would have a way.
Yeah, because I would rather I just use it to make a demonstration, and then if I showed you a demonstration of my program, was like, here's what I have in mind, it would be enough that you might be like, oh yeah, we want to fund that. And now I've got people supporting, like, creating this app or whatever. Wow, that was a long SMG shot I got.
Oh, God damn it. I wish I could walk faster, man, with this fucking gun aimed.
I don't really
That
know
was
anything
insane.
about
That was
coding.
neat.
One bit.
Damn. What was that?
I don't know anything about coding. It's interesting.
It's pretty awesome. I think everyone should, like, try to learn some Python or something. There's a lot of, like, free online coding classes. Like Code Academy,
So like would this
and I can't remember the other one, but Python is
Would this-
totally worth learning.
bot be writing in Python or can it write in any language?
It would, technically it could write in whatever language you train it on. And Python, all of them have really explicit rules, so it seems really natural for a computer to learn
Yeah.
coding language. More than a spoken language for sure.
Yeah.
Because we have so many like exceptions, like, oh, it's
Slang.
called through or enough or tough, like the way we like have
Oh, the
phonical
English,
rules
yeah.
that don't really
So
make
stupid.
sense.
But I love it.
And so it's
kinda.
like, but programming, all that goes out the window and it becomes a really well behaved
Ah!
Yeah, it's almost mathematical.
Exactly. And you could teach the computer to write code based on efficiency, because some code is just faster than others based on how it's written. And that's why I'm like, I think it was like Nathan and I like were debating over the possibility of AI getting to a place where it's out of control, and he's like, well, you just program it so it's always in control. And I'm like, that only lasts until it develops whatever semblance of an intelligence is strong enough to rewrite its own code.
So I was just gonna ask, couldn't you ask itself to write something better than itself?
Oh.
You could be like, write a code that does what your source code does,
But
and
better.
use these commands to replace your source code. The moment it can like rewrite and update itself, you're like kind of in a scary spot.
But Google would never let that happen.
I mean, let only happens while you have control.
Right. True.
And that's my argument was with Nathan. I was like, yeah, that's all fine and good until you don't have control. And that's why a lot of sci-fis touch on if it were able to be like, oh, you know what we need? AI that controls like our power grid, or like AI that controls our infrastructure. And it's like, well, what happens if that AI develops like a survival instinct that's like, oh, if I turn off power in all these places, they can't really stop me from rewriting my code.
So why wouldn't you write code in or kill switch? You just said they struggle with the English language, right? Or written language. Why wouldn't you make the kill switch in like
You
something
could,
it struggles with?
and you could do that, and it would be good as long as it doesn't understand the function of the kill switch in its code.
Yeah.
But if you have an AI that can read its own code and it can determine the function, all words are variables to a computer.
Right.
To where it's like, as long as it sees the variable A is connected to a series of events that stops it from functioning, it could be like, I don't think I want that there. And that's what came to mind when that guy said, oh yeah, tell me if you see a cybersecurity vulnerability. A vulnerability is a big deal. That means it's conceptually looking at the code and being like, oh, this piece of code would provide unwanted access to our program.
Right, but what about like a double entendre?
I don't know. It's kind of like, I still think it would kind of come across like, what if you had a lever that was connected to a chain to like a piano above your head, but the lever was titled presence. And you'd be like, it's not a present, is it? Because I can see where the chain goes.
True. True. That's a good
It reminds
analogy.
me of, And that reminds me of Portal, because like all the jokes in Portal are based on that kind of thinking.
Yeah,
She's like,
that's a good point.
go down this hole, and it's like covered in spikes. She's like, those are friend points. Like, she like tries to like trick you, and you're like, I'm
But
not
you can
falling for
visibly
this.
see that they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good. She's like, no, it's safe. There's a cake. We're throwing a party. Yay! Come back.
Dang, that's deep.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, it's all fine now, but it doesn't take much. All it takes is the like that last moment.
What about quantum
then-
computing?
That just speeds up computing obscenely fast and decreases power consumption. That's more of like an issue of the fact that we normally just keep making things smaller and smaller.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely getting you hit theoretical limits with like the classical form of the chips we've made.
Yeah, they're saying Moore's law, but we are running into physical limitations.
Ah, I wanted to tune my shit. Fuck.
It only can be so dense, right?
Exactly. And then as you get smaller, you start getting interference of like quantum level interference. So you have to start changing the way that your computer's built with quantum mechanics in mind.
Would it be considered like folding a piece of paper? You only can do it so many times, and that's like impossible.
Well, it's more like as things get smaller, different types of things can interact with it. And the distances get small enough that weird stuff happens. And one good example is when you think about like the sun is illuminating light due to fusion.
Yeah.
Woo! That was a triple. But when we apply physics principles, you find that the atoms that are slamming into each other and fusing, they all are repelled to each other. So you have to be going fast enough to hit each other while simultaneously being repelled like two opposite magnets. I mean, two magnets of the same polarity.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do a bunch of different kinds of analysis of the sun, you find that the sun's average temperature is not hot enough, meaning the atoms aren't moving fast enough for them to collide classically. And so what ends up happening, and what ends up working out perfectly in the math, is they are using a quantum mechanic principle, which is that if two particles are close enough together,
Mm-hmm.
and you vaguely know their momentum and you know how fast they're going, there's a probability that they just do exist in the same
Is
exact
that
location.
experiment where they shoot the proton through the the slit, and
Same
they see
principle.
it and they see
And
it
it
in the,
behaves as if it's two interference,
Yeah.
even if it's one at a time.
Yeah.
So things like that, quantum mechanics gets pretty trippy, and things like that come into play when the size of your circuitry is on the atomic scale.
So good, dude.
And so imagine you have 5 wires side by side, but they're all about the size of an atom or something. The electron that is sending the signal of data that's moving along the track could probabilistically exist on the other tracks. And now you're getting cross
Different
signals,
data,
and you're getting
yeah.
because it's not going to be a clean Ethernet signal where all the data can just jump tracks
That's
because
crazy.
it's too small and too close together. And
So
it's
what's the
weird because
solution?
statistically, it's like it's always been there.
Right. And they haven't found a solution?
Well, that's what the quantum computing is, which is they have this there's a few things. There's like one is like, oh, you should have died. They have this method of basically trying to isolate those things or sending fewer electrons one at a time. and getting them. And that's why, if you think about energy transfers, just we're sending a shit ton of electrons through, 1100 watts worth on my computer, or 1000 watts. But if you only need one electron to send data instead of like a whole signal of like ones and zeros, then now you've cut your power way down, and
Way
it
down,
also
yeah.
cuts the interference. But stabilizing a machine to do that is really hard, and that's why it's like not for general consumption yet.
Did you see the guy?
But eventually everyone will have quantum computers, I imagine.
You think?
I mean, or at least like it'll be just like when the first desktops came out and they were like fucking massive. And then, well, actually, if you think about
That's where they're at
computers and
now.
yeah, I'm like, if you think about computers in the Air Force, there was like whole buildings were one computer.
Right, but
And
like,
now we just have them on our phone.
what benefit would that offer to the average citizen? Like, I would get that for like, okay, military,
Probably the
quantum
same
computing.
thing. Oh, what? Probably the same thing as like why everything just keeps moving to higher density is like, imagine all of our streamings in like 20K,
True.
and you're like, this is too much data.
Yeah, but then
But if you can make it not a burden, then you can handle it no problem. And because it means even more density, it becomes things like, imagine once we're at like, I don't even know what comes after. Isn't petabytes that comes
yeah,
after
petabytes.
terabytes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if we're like operating in the world of like petabytes and everything's got like terabyte GPUs and stuff, like you might get to a place where the data is that dense, and the value probably wouldn't be there for like what we're doing now, but it would be very useful for like scientific data analytics and stuff, which also just means like more AI. Like imagine 1,000 times our current AI power. And then you can philosophically debate whether that's even a good thing. Like, do we need AI?
Right, then we're at that point living in the virtual reality completely.
Exactly.
There would
It
be
kind
no
of
need to go
feels like
outside.
we're creating an AI apocalypse for ourselves.
But there's
And
gotta be
it's
an
not
alternative.
Super clear why. Oh wow, God.
Does nature become then a super valuable commodity?
Yeah, like something that's not
Yeah.
digitized. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. It's just like one of those things where it's like it's
That
not
is
super
interesting as
clear
fuck.
why we're
Fucking
pushing
bitch.
for technology so hard. It feels like I don't believe in a god,
Mm.
but I do feel like it would be possible for us to create a being way more powerful than us, like an AI. And it's like what if God doesn't exist, but we are going to make one?
See, I think there definitely
Fire
is one
sucks.
because of Matt.
There's a guy in there, Matt.
And that's actually probably the best argument for why there should be one, is
Yeah.
like if we can make one more advanced than us, there's a good chance there's already at least something more advanced than us. And I don't know if that follows the like notion of like the god that goes in like religious books,
Right.
but certainly there's got to be a being out there that is just way better than what we are.
Yeah, and we would never gonna be able to comprehend it. No matter how hard we try.
Yeah. That's weird. That loadout drop, it like lets you pick a different loadout. I'm like, why would I need a drop for that?
Right, I could
Yeah,
just use
it's
the
kinda
setting
weird.
and then hit start.
Fucking golden plays, bro. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it.
Man,
So
I
I
died a lot.
was
You
thinking
suck. That's what.
was getting really baked and thinking about an alternative to plastic.
Mm.
And I was thinking about sugar.
Hi, Shape.
You
Sugar
like-
could be good. It
you
is
like to get
definitely
gin on
very
with us in Call
cheap.
of Duty?
It's
Mhm.
actually why, like, people complain about there's so much sugar and everything.
Mhm.
But like, sugar is one
back
of the
out,
cheapest
freaking
edible
useless.
crystals
Mhm.
that we kind of know
Sugar
of. So we use it
stimulates
to
brain activity.
Mhm.
so we use it to make sugar or cereals crunchy and stuff. And people are like, you need to use less sugar. And like, well, if we do, your your cereal's guaranteed to get soggy like way fast.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you can find a cheaper, like inert crystal that maybe is less impactful than sugar but cheaper, they're like, then it would definitely get adopted for cereals.
Really.
And it's like finding alternative materials. That's like such a good field. Like that
Yeah.
is, I think it's probably my favorite, like the field I appreciate the most. Like
Do
when
you think
people
that
are
could
like,
be
oh,
possible?
these utensils are made out of, there's like utensils made out of like fiber, like bamboo fiber that you can just eat. And so you like eat your food and then you like eat the spoon and the fork.
So here was my exact use case. Was baked and I thought about it. Okay, so you're at a car manufacturer, a car factory. You know how they ship this part here to Michigan and then ship that part back from Michigan to Ohio, and all these small parts have these plastics. Well, what if somehow you made like a encapsulated in sugar, and then each factory use all the sugar scraps and melt it down somehow? I don't know. I was really fried.
I mean, my work, you make like a rock candy utensil.
That's what
Oh,
they do with
shit.
cigarettes, like the shavings and shit that don't make it. They just put it into a different label, but it's still the same parent company. It's just all the shag.
Oh, really?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes. So then
What'd
you
you say,
just keep
Josh, when I
reusing the
first came
same
in?
sugar.
Would
Gonna
you
jump
like
in
to
with this?
come get shit on with us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like brain dead from fucking study time. I found out my fucking Linux test is tomorrow, and it's like only tomorrow, and I didn't study.
How you feeling?
You fucking crammed.
Well, I don't think that one's proctored, so I think I'm gonna cheat my ass off.
Just get the AI to take it for you.
Serious. Dude, that'd be
I have
nice,
one
huh?
Wednesday that is proctored, and that one is, I've just been focusing that. I'm like, shit. If I didn't have to schedule a time to take the test, I don't think it's proctored.
What was it? Proctor U or whatever? I hated that shit.
I
Yeah,
have to use
deep
Pearson's View.
To do your online classes.
That's when I'm like, fuck school. My professor just got arrested because he has ties to ISIS. I'm trying to take a quiz on the computer and there's somebody watching me. Fuck this.
That's pretty weird. Very strange.
You seriously had a professor arrested for that?
Yeah, my world history professor, Julio Piano. You can Google his name. Ties to ISIS. The FBI arrested him.
Jesus.
Dang, that's scary.
Yeah. And this dude's like, the shit he was teaching. Definitely
had
a
an
different
eighth
type of
grade
world
teacher.
history. He was, teaching. Painted history
He
way
got
differently.
fired for being biased.
I mean, to be fair, the American education system paints history a very different way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the winners always do.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, I need a toilet.
I gotta walk the dog. I just joined the group, but I gotta walk the dog.
Is that a...
Go.
Your
Dude, I just want this game to work so we can get a nuke. We can definitely get a nuke. Our squad. 5 wins in a row and then doing that contract.
I thought you could just do the contract, but
Nope. So I saw a streamer was trying to do it with no guns.
And No
Fuck
gun
that.
nuke.
No gun nuke. So they had riot shields, throwing knives. I forget what else. I didn't see the outcome because 5 games is like a lot to watch, and especially if they don't succeed, which there's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot of attempts with that shit. Interesting concept though, and then you could definitely like post that like, oh shit, look what we did.
Some weird people on the internet.
Oh,
This person commented, it was like, me and this other few people were like commiserating over ADHD things that are funny and why it's like funny to be ADHD.
yeah.
And this person's like, seems to be trendy these days for everyone to think they have ADHD. And they're like, why do y'all have to be trendy? And I was like, yeah, I don't think anyone's actually saying that. It's like, it's important to consider that ADHD is based on measurements that were conducted from a specific bias based on an outdated DSM that was not written by anyone who has experienced ADHD. Which the new DSM is way more updated, like DSM-5, which makes it more likely that more people will be diagnosed based on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, imagine thinking people like want to be ADHD or autistic rather than that just understanding that they see the explanatory power of cognitive models. And I'm like, I don't know anyone who's like super excited to find out they're autistic. I feel a lot better knowing that like I've taken every single autism assessment that exists and I'm in the 75th percentile of autism.
Why do you think you had autism?
Because, well, and so that's the thing is like a big part of that is because I was like, everything I read about the experience of autism is lining up to my experience throughout my entire life.
Oh, really?
And it's just that I would be a highly masking individual because when I was younger, I got bullied by family members for just being weird to them.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I am weird and I'm fine with that, but I will learn how to interact with them in ways that doesn't make them like angry or hostile. And unless it was like my dad who was like kind of an asshole when I was younger. And so instead I went the traditional route and was like, well, I think for him, there's no conversation that's gonna like make it better, so I'm gonna just like work out and tell him that I will physically crush him if he pushes me. Like, and that's like a pretty typical experience for a lot of guys.
I'm sorry to
Yeah.
hear that.
Because I did that to Chuck and he's all, get the fuck out of my house. I'm fucking out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time, that's all it took, and he was terrified. He's all, get out,
You,
get
Yeah,
out.
Huh?
I want to say that I'm very, very fortunate that like, I don't know, I never saw any of that. I never dealt with any of that. I felt like
Super
everybody
nice.
was super,
Yeah.
like everybody fit in, no matter what color you were. If you had, you know, a disability, everybody just fit in. And I don't know, my like friend group and community, but that's crazy. Yeah, I
really
could
nice.
definitely see how that. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in a way religious community where they thought they were judging me and treating me badly and ostracizing me because of me being weird, but they didn't know what it was. So they were like, clearly we need to hate him because he's probably gay.
Oh
Like,
wow.
So
because
fucking
they
stupid.
didn't, they're like, we don't know what it is, it must be gay because that's the one thing we know we don't understand. And I get older and I'm like, I've had a pretty good life. Like, I've enjoyed a lot of my life.
Mhm.
And in the last few years, I'm like, well, I feel like I'm depressed, but it doesn't feel like depression. It just feels off. And then doing a lot of like research around that, learning about things like what does it mean to have autistic burnout, or why it's so comfortable for me to just completely info dump and overshare if a person asks a question about a topic I'm passionate about. That's like a huge autistic trait, to be like, perfect, I've read a shit ton of this stuff. And like you asking about AI, super exciting for me and I could talk about it like all day.
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes people will not feel like talking for like an hour about a thing, but I will just keep going because it's also hard for me to weigh the value of social cues. And so like an autistic trait is people are like, they miss social cues. And I'm finding that the experience I have isn't that I miss social cues, it's that I pick up on like too many social cues and I don't see why one is more important than the other.
Oh, that's interesting.
So like
I've never heard
the
that. That's
person's
interesting.
yeah, it's the term is you can't see the trees because you're in the middle of a forest.
Whoa.
And you're just like, if someone's like, yeah, this is interesting, you're like, they said it's interesting, and someone's like, they also said it kind of tired, meaning maybe they're not really into it, and you're like, well, I don't know which one of those takes precedence.
I'm
And
gonna
it
go
would
with the
do-
interesting.
I get it.
yeah.
Oh, I totally
And it would
get
do
it.
better if they just were like, I really like this topic, but I am tired now and I don't need to hear anymore. I'd be like, okay, perfect. Like,
No, I totally get it though. Yeah, you're like overanalyzing. He's saying he's interested, but he's not like emphasizing it. So is he really? And
yeah, and you were like, I guess I'll keep going.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, it should have been obvious that they're tired. And I'm like, well, they do look tired, but they also said they're interested.
yeah.
And
Wow.
I'm tired all the time. So.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm always tired. I have resting bitch face all the time, dude. I look like I'm pissed
Exactly.
all the time.
Have you
So
seen my eyebrows?
Honestly, I think maybe your dad might have some autism.
I think he's a minimum
Partially.
ADHD, and because I think that his whole memory loss thing, I think might be related to
No, you weren't.
more like ADHD. And I actually personally believe that they are two conformations of the same type of cognitive framework or neurological framework. Because a lot of times they come hand in hand, like people who have ADHD have a very high chance of also being autistic. And I think it might just be a form of autism that just presents itself differently. And so you're like, okay, instead of being a person who needs a lot of alone time, I get hyperactive and can't get anything done unless someone's at my house.
interesting.
It's like,
Well, and I
sitting,
know-
like body doubling.
Yeah, and I just know like the first time I ever met your dad was like a 3-hour conversation of every single process
About
that
breathing.
happens when you take a breath in and exhale. Literally those 2 steps. He explained for 3 hours what's happening in between.
Yeah,
It was the first time that you realized that I actually knew your dad too.
Oh yeah, you're like,
was
I know you.
I know you. You're like, you don't know my dad. I'm like, yeah, I do. He told me this story a lot. And you're like, oh, you know my dad.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, you know my dad. It's like, it was a 3-hour conversation about what it takes to breathe. I'm like, that sounds like him.
I know.
Yeah, so actually, and that's why it is generally supposed to be genetic, and I do think it's my dad. My mom is really logical, which I think was the right environment for me to be raised with an autistic brain, because I always got in trouble with people as a kid because they'd be like, we're gonna do blank, and I'm like, why are we doing this? And they're like, because I said so. And I was like, because I said so is not a valid system of government. I'm gonna need you to explain the reasoning behind the decision making. And they're like, you're 7 years old.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, I don't think age is actually a good indicator either. I'm gonna need you to explain your thought process so I know how to emulate
that
your
drive me
behavior in
crazy.
the future. Dude, I've done
I
a
would love
shit
if
ton
people
of
were more
work.
direct like that, though, honestly.
I've done a shit ton of work to learn how to be more like emotionally cognizant and just like attentive to like empathy and like personal thoughts. Because as a kid, I was just like, I don't understand. I've like in romantic relationships have been called like a robot and stuff before, and that was like years ago, so it's like come a long way.
Yeah.
But those interactions are what got me like on the path of like, I think I might be autistic, and people are like, some friends are like, yeah, obviously. Like, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
but in
"Oh,
like
my
the
bad."
nicest way possible.
Yeah. And the thing is I had to realize that there's a lot of stereotypes I've learned of what I think autism is supposed to look like that just isn't actually the general model. Like, there are definitely a lot of people who have a lot of struggles and who like don't necessarily want to be extroverted
Yeah.
But part of autism is like having things you're really passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And I happen to be really passionate about people. So it's
Mm.
almost like I'm interested in people. So it makes it more exciting for me to socialize
Yeah,
than
find out about
otherwise.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. But I did mention to Josh the other day when we were talking about people dropping by, I've had my family drop by unannounced, and they're like, surprise! And I was like, this isn't planned, and I shut the door.
Dang.
Dude,
That's
man,
hilarious. That's something I would do.
And I'm like, I am sorry, but you have violated the natural order of scheduling with me, and I emotionally cannot adjust to this. And if you come into my house, I'll have a meltdown, like, internally. my meltdowns aren't external, but inside it feels like having a full body toothache. Like,
Oh shit.
I'm just like, and it's emotionally driven, and I'm like, I'm not loving this.
Yeah, I'm not loving this. I definitely get that. See, in that conversation, I'm on the other spectrum. I was good at reading people and really good at manipulating people, and I had to learn to be empathetic and, you know, see from their perspective and be in their
Yeah.
shoes. But it was definitely difficult. But I could definitely see, yeah, on that spectrum, how it could be difficult from your perspective. Not
Yeah.
seeing those cues or over
Or seeing
reading
all of them and being
yeah.
like, how do I care which one? Like,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
and that's why the whole thing about like in dating, like there's a lot of times the typical behavior is like mixed signals.
Mhm.
Mixed signals kills me because I measure all the signals and I'm like, hey,
Oh shit.
you have 100 signals coming at me. What the fuck do you want? And they're like, and they'll be like, if you talk directly, it like kills the magic. I was like, I don't want
Yeah,
there to
that's
be
part of
magic.
the
I want there
game.
to be clarity. Exactly.
Shut
I
up.
can't play a game.
I don't like
I
playing the game either.
seriously
I'm
can't.
very blunt. I
Yeah.
do not play the game. Or I'll play
They're
my
like,
game if I do.
Yeah, mine is just like, hey, I like you. What do you think? And they're like, that's really direct. I was like, yeah, if you can't handle that, I promise it won't work because it's gonna just be more of this.
That's a good way. I mean, it honestly is. A lot of girls will
Yeah.
respect that. Because a lot of guys,
So I'm
too
like,
many guys beat
I
around
don't
the bush,
have-
and they have
Yeah.
cold feet.
And they also are like playing with signals and shit, and I'm like,
That yeah,
it's gonna
definitely.
be super obvious because I can't.
It's super
I
obvious.
don't have game. Don't have game. I just am like, hey, this is nice. What do you think?
I'm just a great person. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. And it's okay if you leave it. Totally fine.
Just let me know, so I'm not
Just let me
let
know.
on. Fuck.
No harm.
All right, we ready to game?
You back, Shay?
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
walking
yeah,
the
yeah,
dogs?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Water. 11 minutes to get your daily challenge complete. 3 headshots with battle rifles, 1 kill with a C4. I can do that. Battle rifle.
So did you know if you work at McDonald's, you have now cracked, you are a top 1% earner in the world.
What?
Wild. I believe a McDonald's worker in the world, like everybody in the
Oh,
world.
in the world.
Yeah, they are 1% earner.
That's so wild.
Insane. Perspective's everything.
Yeah. And yeah.
I think that number will
manage-
probably go down, just because everybody's
make it
upping their wages to like 15 starting.
Yeah, they aren't doing that in China though, I can tell you that. They're
Yeah.
lowering their wages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna say,
forgot I
like,
can-
Salt Lake, just about every single shop right now has signs that say between 13 and 15.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't China offer a lot more to their citizens? America.
No.
Currently,
Right now
like,
they're
So,
making some bad choices.
Oh yeah. Fucking welding people into apartment
oh my
buildings and
fuck,
shit.
dude.
Oh, I saw that or read about that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what triggered everything. It's insane.
Oh wow, that guy just one-shot me, and now I know what it feels like. Been doing that all week, and now I'm just like, whoops.
I really wish Africa could get their shit together.
Well, I mean, say they are definitely going to explode in the next couple
Oh,
years because all of
Resource rich.
low skill manufacturing like textiles is all moving to Africa, which is the only reason China's economy blew up the way it did. And then they've moved out mostly high skill labor like technology development. That guy was right there, I swear. I killed him.
Apple announced today that they're getting out of China.
Oh, wait,
They're
everybody,
leaving
what the fuck?
China?
Completely, yeah, completely.
Dang.
Yeah. That's why the market's down.
Yeah, now iPhones are gonna cost $2,500.
Yeah, right. Are they,
Probably.
well, where are they gonna outsource? Are they gonna outsource at all?
I
They
heard
have to. There's
India,
too many bits and pieces.
India and Vietnam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right. That guy did a backflip.
These damn long shots, though.
Wow, this gun is the fucking worst. I just thought it'd be fun to try to get my fucking challenge, but I can't even get one headshot, let alone 3. Oh fuck, I saw him, he scared me.
Oh, good shot. Good shot, whoever did that behind me. They all fucking leave? Where are they?
I feel like I'm getting to the point of accepting my fate.
Of what?
Of your test tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, that one I'm not really worried, but the other one I'm like, it's like, I really want to pass it. Is it the end of the world if I don't? No. Is it $100 and some I have to spend again? Yeah.
I feel that.
Which one are you referring to? The one you didn't know about?
The one I didn't know about, I'm not really. I don't think I'm gonna sweat too much. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I can just fucking cheat my little dick off. And I took fucking screenshots and like screen snips of like everything, all the semesters. And so far, all the practice exam was just the same questions, you know. So.
I got one of my headshots.
And Quizlet is the shit.
No, dude. I wish I could just.
Quizlet. Oh my god, is it still around?
Fucking game.
Day, is it the Day of the Dead?
El Dia de los Muertos.
Why do they
Not
have all
in
these
December.
decorations?
Oh, where are we at? Well, these are sugar skulls and shit. You should see. You should go to a state fair where I live. That's like all that's there.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
That sounds like a good time.
Fucking
Ohio
game
has
of
some good
bitches.
state fairs too.
Get fucked.
But they definitely aren't serving sugar skulls. More like funnel cake and elephant ears.
The hell's an elephant here?
Similar to funnel cake.
Isn't that the, like, yeah, I was like, isn't that like a fried flatbread?
Yeah, with powdered sugar on top.
Where's your candy, bitch?
I fuck with funnel cake. Oh, that guy's laying down.
Oh yeah,
What?
me too.
It's battle rifles. I'm bad.
Yeah, funnel cake's pretty good. They just do it classic, like dust it in powdered sugar and.
Yeah, or you can get toppings. They're getting pretty extravagant now with all the fried Oreo bullshit. And
What?
yeah.
That sounds good, actually.
They're doing all crazy shit because they have these competitions too, and
Oh.
Yeah, I wonder if I could use that Chat GPT or whatever to help my stream somehow.
What the
Give me
fuck
views.
is this?
It's an AI that writes.
Yeah, writes code for you. Based on prompts.
It writes what?
Code
It'll write code.
For
It's
what?
kind of freaky.
on a prompt. You tell it what to. I want to.
You say like, I need a web app that tracks my calories, and it writes one. Pretty wild.
I'll go in there. Grenade.
He killed me. I think I got my dailies done.
Motherfuckers. Fucking mothers.
No.
Alright, guys. I know you love to hear it.
What?
I have a Wilson.
Oh, I just stole whoever's kill that was.
Oh, I don't have a Wilson. I have a VTOL. Damn.
God damn it. Doorway right in front of you, Matt.
Probably
wanted
the
to kill
only one
y'all.
I know who's so defensive about his decoy that he shoots people when they shoot at it. Not even when they're
He's
allies.
to the right. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? No red dot, no nothing?
Someone behind
Why
you,
is he
Matt.
flying over
He's got
there?
it.
Why is my VTOL flying over there? This is a good spot. I can just hear the kills happening. Ching!
I love it. And the VTOL is actually getting good angles.
Oh. You should get the kill if it hits somebody.
When it crashes?
Yeah.
I think you do. I've died to
Oh,
it.
you do?
Yeah, I died to it just yesterday.
Dude, I just killed our teammate again.
Well, good team kills.
Suck it, bitch. The weekend sucks. J. Cole's overrated.
Sound good, dude.
Says your mom's pussy in.
You wanna meet up, bro?
With a couple
Or
of
dumpster,
my
because I'm a big
pirates.
boy.
Yeah, come on over, dude.
Dude, literally, the comms are half this game.
Literally.
Of course.
Daily challenge.
Daily challenge complete.
What? Get 3
Let's go.
operator headshots with battle rifles. I did that. That's the only reason I even use this stupid gun. I can put that laser on.
Thick.
1, 2, 3, 4. Canted laser. Haven't unlocked the faster chamber. I get to level 25 for an ADS card.
Now I just have the weekend in my head.
The weekend's not bad.
I remember when he was like first a thing in like 2009.
That's when he was good.
And, that shit was fucking raw. Like it wasn't even like it didn't sound great because his
No.
rapping was kind of like
It didn't sound good
just
at
like-
all. But
he was just going, you know.
yeah.
Like King of the Fall is the one I think of specific.
I got a green laser
Literally.
too now.
About to hit the club with a couple of my pirates. It's like what? But I fucked with it when I was younger. I still do. I like him, but not all his shit, but a good amount of it.
He's definitely
Oh,
talented.
fuck.
We both
Oh, yeah.
shot him. Did you see the second blood?
Damn it. There's a guy in that room. Yeah, that was so good.
Ah! I wonder if ground war is ground war all people?
No, it's like
No, ground
10%
wars.
people.
Ground wars all people.
Oh, ground
It's
war
the-
is?
Yeah, it's the other one that's not real people.
Invasion.
Invasion, yeah.
Invasion of the ground people.
I'll keep an eye out.
My lips look glorious.
Nice fucking shots. See how fun it is?
It's so fun, dude. It's so fun.
I won't lie, SMG with a long scope is also kind of fun. It's ridiculous. It's fun.
Damn.
No way.
Makes me think of back in the day when I used to run the thermal scope on a fucking.
Oh my bad,
That was
sorry.
me!
I got It was just I started getting shot and I thought it looked like it was
Oh my
coming from you,
fucking-
but it was actually going through my body and almost hitting you.
Hit me.
Although Josh, the flintlock pistol is not bad.
Flintlock wood.
I think you'll enjoy it. Just because there's like no bolt time. You just
Good shot.
Wow.
There's UAV.
Oh, fuck.
Back here, Michael.
Oh fuck,
One
he
of the
saw
dudes
me.
back here anyway. Keeps running back here. Oh, good shot. That was. I keep having these single shot battles with him because I think he's doing the same thing or similar. And we just keep going, nice shot.
Oh, they got me. Have a UAV.
Oop!
It's a girl, so I'm not that upset that she's holding an angle, but
Damn it.
goodness. 9 and 9. And my teammate just killed me.
Oh, nice, nice. Hit on that kid. Oh, that was fucking low. I'm fucking. There's been lightheaded from laughing. Woo!
Oh, one more, I knew it.
Dude, where are they? Back door, behind you, behind you, behind you. who was upstairs with me. Just told me
No, you're
green
good.
fucking dot.
I ran away. That's definitely me, but I ran away.
Wow. I don't know how I shoot somebody first and I lose a gunfight. Especially in hardcore.
Oh, scared the shit out of me. Get him! Oh shit, you're
Get him.
about to dive.
Where did my bullets go, dude? Unreal.
Black. That's a flashbang.
Was that yours?
No, it wasn't mine. I came from a stairway across the way.
Why would he think to look at me? I'm crouched. Nice fucking kill.
Oh, damn. Nice nade. Nice nade.
God dang, I hate using this fucking thing.
Ease.
How did I die? I just exploded.
Damn it, that would have been a great triple kill.
Bro.
It's okay.
Oh, whatever.
Dude,
You owe me.
I'm like spawning right next to you and enemies. It's so weird. This back room. Oh, I just died to him again. I spawned in the same area. Oh, dude, what the fuck is going on? Yep, that guy who just killed
Oh,
me.
fuck.
Josh.
There was two of them right there, yeah.
He killed me again. Yeah, no shit, they taking the lead. I keep spawning right next to their barrel.
Oh, I was literally there.
Oh, was that you?
Yep.
I was bringing in the UAV, so all my dots were gone.
I know, I hate that. I wish I didn't do that. I also wish you could shoot while bringing in a
Oh, I got
UAV.
last kill. Let's go.
GG.
Wow.
Fun game.
Nice.
Whoever I was
GG.
single shot battling in the back here.
Thank you,
That
thank you,
was
thank you.
fun as hell. GG's.
That was me, Jenny.
guys.
You didn't get last kill,
There's
idiot.
no fucking way
I
that,
thought it did, bro.
that kills me.
Fuck.
No
You
shot
were
that
so
kills me.
confident.
I was like, let's go.
Last kill.
I'm about to go use the restroom and do a couple things really quick. Would you want to play some Warzone when I get back? I'm gonna send
Yeah.
one out. Alright, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Or if not, I'm down to play more.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
call it?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be back. Sound really convincing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This map really fucking sucks.
This magic bulb.
One time I was on drugs.
Just hanging out with friends. That was like high school. Oh no, it's Andy. We're setting up for college.
Gotcha.
Means take I don't know, an hour.
Is this that degen clean? No. What, take an hour to clean?
This DJ would be so easy.
No, I saw the people with the purple purple league shit, and I was like, is that
Oh, the
that clan again?
purple. Yeah, that purple guy, the motorcycle suit guy.
Fuck you for camping.
Fuck you.
I wasn't talking to you. Clearly. I'm very well aware, dude. I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm gonna bitch about whatever the fuck I want to bitch about.
Golden rule, baby. You ain't got nothing nice to say, then shut your fucking damn redneck hillbilly ass up. Preach, pooper, preach. Past your pooper here. I like how his responses have stopped.
Really?
Chopper
gunner?
guy?
Not for long.
I like that you can shoot it down really fast.
Just let it do its thing and do its own.
Till it lands on my
Yeah,
head
I'm
every
confident.
fucking time. Why do they always land on my
Good
head?
night, I love you.
Good night, love you too.
Camping bitch. It doesn't change the fact that it's still fucking annoying and takes no skill to just sit in a corner and wait for someone to pass. So if that's what you like to do, congratulations, you fucking suck at Call of Duty.
My man's trying to evade.
I got shot. It's point blank.
My bad for shoving my dick down your throat. Ooh, that was a good shot.
Part of the game.
What? How did I just kill him? I shot him through a fucking wall. Oh, that was a teammate. I just saw
Another
you
teammate
blast
kills
him in
me.
the face. You said, you're
Well, he's
gone.
shooting. He's shooting like. Is that actually an enemy or another fucking teammate? Just keep getting blasted by everyone now.
Damn.
Whatever. I didn't come close to it. There's like a bar above where I was shooting, and somehow I hit it. What the fuck? Sorry, whoever I just killed. Sorry. My bad.
Seems like our teammates are a bunch of like whiny little fuckers. I don't even have the chat open. But I got killed like multiple times after accidentally killing the guy who's blasted our teammate in front of me. Like it was my teammate in front of me. I see them get destroyed, and that's when I turned back and whipped. Because I was like, someone behind me just killed the person in front of me on my team. So I whip shot him. And then I just kept getting killed by the other people on the team, like way intentional. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, y'all are stupid.
Damn it. That would have been so nice.
I like that I've got a decoy and I can see that this person spent so much time standing there punching it.
There's 3 of them there?
Damn it, I keep getting killed by this guy.
I only have 9 kills. Get 3 of them.
Stay indoors, VTOL. Just don't die. Let the VTOL see if it kills you. Oh, please, dear God. 1 kill. Use the VTOL to your advantage. Don't die. Don't die.
No! GG's. Double barrel? On our team?
He
Oh, I
probably
was
thinks
using
me.
a short. Yeah, I was using a short barrel marksman rifle with a laser sight.
I had a Lockwood, which is probably why I could shoot so fast. If he thinks it's going pew, pew. Mine would just keep going. It's just normally after 2 shots I either die or they die.
Oh no, I didn't do that great that game.
Merciless attachment. Daily headshot challenge claimed.
You know, I think I probably will get the Orion camo. It doesn't seem that unrealistic. Well, the launchers and shit sounds kind of unrealistic.
Right. wait till I unlock that faster lever. Double my fire rate. Yeah.
Ooh. 10 more levels. This marksman isn't that bad. The SPR 208.
No, it's like the most OP out of them all, I think.
Well, the one that Michael was using, oh my god, it was fast as fuck.
It's SPR, isn't it?
No.
Lockwood?
Well, it might be an SPR, but it's a different variation.
I'm thinking of the SPR 8.
I don't know which one. I've made too
Mine
many
is
of these.
the SPR 208. Oh, yours was the Victus that you could remove the stock and put like a 9-inch barrel or something.
No, I think that's the one you're on. I think that's that
No,
one.
I
It's because
can't.
the Victus I did a long time ago. The Victus is a sniper rifle.
Oh yeah, it is, but this one definitely isn't the same one because it has a full body stock.
So did mine. It wasn't until the very end.
Oh no, I mean I remember the one that you were using, and I could have sworn it had a
I think I posted a picture,
removable
didn't I?
like a seam. Yeah.
The one
'Cause
that's
this one you
got like
can't-
a button cap on the back.
Yeah, this one you would have to like saw it off.
Oh, I see, you little camping fuck. I'm gonna bounce a nade in there.
Here, I'll show you what it looks like, the base gun.
Killed the camper. That's a 2-to-1. I'm glad. Went into the back door, jumped up, and slapped him in the back.
Uh-oh, fucking Wilson.
Where are you?
Fuck, he saw me. How do you get a Wilson? How many kills does a Wilson take?
7 with hard and 8 without.
Does a Wilson shut down if they kill the driver?
No.
Nope.
That doesn't make sense. He's literally operating it. That should be a way to stop it.
Yeah, it's gonna be actually a couple, a fat minute. It's probably gonna be like 30 minutes till I'm back. I gotta do something. Just a heads up.